Greetings one and all, and welcome to Not a Fellow Bravers Game Showcase. It's not even a review by me. Heck, it's not even a collaboration between any of my friends. It's time for something a little completely different from the normal I tend to do. Yep, as the picture shows, we're gonna be showcasing to you a little tabletop RPG called Ryuutama. But before we get into the game, I thought that I would share a bit of extra information that we probably didn't cover in the first video that we made. As the people I'm talking about is not only is it going to be with me myself involved, but I also joined in with Word on the Wind, as well as Frankomatic and Cess, who are the instigators into this whole role-playing game tabletop that we'll be covering today. Now, just for future reference, we are going to be doing this on a weekly basis, with maybe some maybe some holidays in between. Just, well, when I say holidays, I mean as in like we may take time off if we don't feel up to it one week or another. But that is besides the point. We're going to be trying to do this every week, so just keep that in mind. There'll probably be only one video every so often. Now, Franco and Cess brought this up on some time ago, asking for people to join in with them on this tabletop, and me and Word the Wind said we were free and we could do it, and so here we are. So, actually, the first question I probably hear most of you saying is, why Devar? What is Ryuutama? Well, Word of the Wind actually explains some of it, that it's actually a tabletop RPG that has been kickstarted lately to get an English translation of this game, which I believe they made the goal funding for, but right now the game is actually just in beta form right now, as in it's not even officially released. We are just going to be testing it out and see what it's like with the rulebook and everything. But I thought I'd give a bit of extra information. Now keep in mind, I'm not going to be telling you everything about the game in this point of in this video. I just wanted to basically give a feeling for the setting that we would be in, because I think that's important that we actually tell you that. So, actually, as a side note and a bit of trivia, Ryuutama is actually in literal translation, it comes out as dragon god. So, yeah, dragons plays a big role in the theme of this, and I will explain with this little write up here, which I'll only say the first paragraph of, because it gives a bit too much away for the later game, which we want to keep under wraps, just in case, just for a bit of fun. The world of Ryuutama is a fantasy world of dragons, seasons, and travel. The world was born of 4 dragons. These 4 dragons preside over the 4 seasons of spring, summer, fall, and winter, and created all the nature in the world. Next 20 more dragons were born to preside over the land and the sky. These 20 dragons created the beautiful earth and gave birth to the weather in the heavens. The dragons of the seasons, the earth, and the skies were the beginning of everything, and even now the world is protected by the dragons. And now, to me, that is a pretty cool idea, though, and I really like it just because it's got dragons involved, and dragons is one of my favorite animals in fantasy lore. Now, the interesting thing is that they don't actually set what the world's name or everything, all the towns are called. that is actually up to the players involved. People can actually create their own worlds in this game. So, yeah, meaning that the world we will be traveling is totally unique, created by Cess, who will be the GM of this game, or with maybe some help from the other players to flesh out certain aspects and maybe just have a bit of fun, just a bit thrown in there. Now, the players involved will be, I think it's covered in the video, but just in case, myself, Frankomatic, and Word on the Wind will be playing as travelers who are going to be journeying through the world, but this will be done in the form of going through certain quests and such involved in the whole thing. You know, typical of your RPG tropes or role-playing game, if you prefer without the acronym, to know what the acronym means. Now, whether this now whether this will actually go well is another matter, because this is highly experimental and we are basically just, as I said before, it might have some kinks that need ironing out, but we are just there to basically give it a go and see how it goes from there. And I'll say right here, I am not a master at basically any Dungeons and Dragons and tabletops. So in the next video you'll be seeing, which will be the first part after this intro, I will be trying to get an understanding for the game's rules and everything, even though I read the rule book, but the rule book was so big. I know it's 82 pages and I've seen worse, but when it comes to rule books, I tend to read like the entire thing and then forget like half of it. Just so everyone knows, I just thought I'd make this video just to let everyone know about the setting and what could be going on with the future for this. I could still be doing other videos in the meantime, but things have not been going well for that, so yeah, I think, especially since with the problems with Blip and trying to find other players that actually will let me monotonize, I think that's how you say it, my work has not been going well. So I know YouTube does it, but I prefer not to, since to the copyright claims I constantly get from my frivolous acts of trying to make funny jokes and references. Well, with that out of the way, without further ado, let us delve into the world of Ryuutama and let us delve into the world of Ryuutama with myself, Frankomatic, Cess, and Word on the Wind, and I hope you will all enjoy it and be entertained by our silly antics. See you later, and take care.